KTEH recently spoke with the Tibetan government's prime minister in exile when he was visiting the Bay Area. The Tibetan leader addressed the influence of Mahatma Gandhi and his countrymen's nonviolent approach in dealing with the Chinese military. Mr. Prime Minister, how do you incorporate what Gandhi's teachings with nonviolence and your movement?
What Gandhi have taught was very important for the Buddhist people because Buddha have taught nonviolence and Mahavir has taught nonviolence. The teaching of nonviolence is not new. In India, the teaching of nonviolence remained there more than 5,000 years. But all the time in the history, people could not understand how the nonviolence can be applicable to politics, to socio-economic, and to national struggle and so forth. We always thought that nonviolence is something to be practiced for spiritual journey alone, for religious people alone. For the management of society or management of state, complete nonviolence is not possible. This misconception was dispelled by Mahatma Gandhi, and he said, in every sphere of life, it may be politics, it may be a freedom struggle for a nation, it may be rebuilding of nation, it may be a defense of nation. Everywhere, every sphere, nonviolence is the best way and best method to achieve the goals. The Tibetan struggle for the last more than 40 years been completely free from any kind of violence, and particularly we are proud that the Tibetans living inside Tibet, in spite of all kind of provocation, they are able to maintain a non-violent resistance. So that is remarkable. That is why the PRC is not in a position to completely do away with the resistance inside Tibet.
Mr. Prime Minister, Tibet Buddhism has a tradition of nonviolence, yet you're dealing with a country that's not opposed to using force. How do you deal with that?
The power and force which the People's Republic of China commands today cannot be matched by any other power. So they are, I think, almost a superpower in this world. But non-violence power is much more than any kind of violence power. Non-violence power is based on truth and based on interdependence origination. So therefore, it is not difficult for us to deal with the PRC because they do not have any moral strength, they do not have any strength of truth, they do not have any courage of righteousness. So therefore, their strength is just artificial and our strength is in reality. So that is why we are able to deal with them face to face, although we are in any way can match economically or military power or anything. In spite of that, the moral strength and the power of truth make us capable to talk with them. And since I have taken the charge of the executive or political leadership in Dharamshala, we have 9 rounds of dialogue with them face to face, and during which period we were able to make our position clear to them, and we are also able to understand what they are looking for. So I think the continuity of this kind of dialogue might be able to bring some solution to the Tibet issue.